Hi, and welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be unscripted and unmasked. I saw Orion Kelly do a video like this, and that's what gave me the idea. If you haven't heard of Orion Kelly, maybe you've been living under a rock. You should check out his channel. Yesterday, I had a poll under my community tab, kind of talking about and asking if anybody on here had grandkids, and just trying to find out. And so far, a high majority of you don't have grandkids. But the reason I wanted to do that poll is because what I was saying was it's kind of unheard of to talk about being an autistic grandparent. You can watch oodles and oodles of videos about kids with autism, but as far as being a grandparent or even a parent with autism, not so much. So what I try to do on this channel is make content that is targeted to adults with autism, because there are so many channels about how to take care of kids that are autistic. So it's my hope through this channel that we can all see what things we have in common and learn about each other and learn about ourselves. I started this channel because I wanted to give myself a voice, because a lot of times I felt like over the years I can't truly talk about how I feel or my emotions, and this has been a good way to help me speak my mind and connect with you and talk to other people with autism. So talking about the being an autistic grandparent thing, or even if you can relate, a parent, it's not easy, right? And some of you may know the backstory on my daughter temporarily lost custody of her kids, and I tried to step up and watch the three boys while the daughter went to her dad. And I did it for a full week, and I was having breakdowns every day and meltdowns and crying spells, and my back pain was getting worse, and I gave it my best, but in the end I just couldn't do it. And so it made a huge meltdown happen after my daughter rejected me. It was traumatic. I had not experienced anything emotionally like that in a long time. I had to have an emergency session with my counselor, and this is why I advocate for counselors, because it really helped. And here's how God can work in our lives when we need Him. When I called that morning to talk to my counselor, someone had just canceled. So, yeah, I believe God was with me that day, definitely. Making my counselor available to be able to talk to me. The case manager over the children's case, when I let the kids go back because I couldn't take care of them, called me and told me that he wanted me to be part of the care team, and there was a big ISP meeting coming up. And the meeting happened, and then I went up to the HR to take some clothes for the kids, some winter clothes for them to have, to provide. And the case manager told me that it was decided that I did not get phone calls or visits, and I couldn't understand that. He said that I could file a grievance or something like that. The only thing going through my head was, they're punishing me because I couldn't keep the kids, even though I tried my best. And then the second thing that went through my head was, they think because I'm autistic, I can't even have a phone call or a visit, just a 2-hour visit. I had told the case manager about my autism because they told me that the kids were going to get psychological testing, and I recommended that the oldest one be tested for autism, and I told him that because I had autism. And after that, I never got another phone call from him. I'm sure if I were to call and ask if that's the reason, they would deny that. But I don't know, and I can't say for sure, but it's how I felt. It's the only time I felt punished for my diagnosis and sharing it. It's almost like when you're willing to take a step forward and be brave and tell people, then you feel like you're punished for it. That's the only time I've ever felt that way, and I can't say for sure that's the reason they didn't want to allow me to be a part of their lives. I raised my daughter pretty much by myself. When no one else was there in her life, not her father, I was the one that was there, and I raised her. We are capable of taking care of children. Now, I can't say that I can take care of several children at one time and function correctly, but I was able to raise my daughter the best that I could with all the issues I had. Before I even had a diagnosis of autism, I thought I just had like major depression, bipolar, whatever all they diagnosed me with over the years. I raised my daughter, and I took care of her, and I was capable. So, as autistic parents and grandparents, we can do what we have to do and what we're capable of doing. My whole family was just not on board with the situation, and it just wasn't going to work. So I feel like God had a better plan for the kids. He knew I wasn't able. He knew I tried. God knows I tried. So I prayed that they would get good foster parents, and from what I hear, they have good foster parents. So that's a blessing. I count it as a blessing while I work on myself and my weak back that I keep messing up. Like, it feels like weekly now. I keep spraining my back over and over, and it makes me depressed when I do. And I moved some chairs yesterday, and my back flared up, and I couldn't mask the rest of the day. And I've been told I have 2 modes at work. Either my normal self, which is the same, or unmasking, upset, hurting, and pain. People definitely notice when something's wrong with me at work, because I go from the smiling, over-masking person to no mask. That was me at the end of the day yesterday, because I couldn't do it anymore. And so the second thing I wanted to talk about was counseling. And I have recommended on this channel for a long time that you should get a counselor. When I think about my counselor, of all the advice she has given me, I've maybe used 10% of it. She has given me advice like, when you're at work, try to have lunch with everybody instead of sit in your car. And while that sounds like great advice, I just don't desire to do that. I prefer to sit in my car, unwind, unmask, enjoy nature, do what I want to do for that 30 minutes of the entire day, whereas the rest of the day I have to be around people all day. So I just decided that was not advice I cared to take. I tried to have lunch with somebody one time in the 2.5 years I've been there. And, well, she invited me to have lunch. And I ate my same food that I eat every day, peanut butter and honey sandwich with a vegetable, and sat there. And it was awkward. We never ate lunch again together. Maybe she just felt like it was too awkward. And then I was stressed out the rest of the afternoon because I didn't take 30 minutes to myself. So I don't try again, and it's okay if people understand my diagnosis and love me anyway. They'll love me even if I have lunch in my car, and it's not a big deal. So the other advice she gave me that I can think of right off is start masking less at work so I can come home and have something to give my family. And so far I've not followed that advice either. I really like that piece of advice, and it's something I would like to work on getting to. I give everything of myself when I go to work, and I come home and have nothing left to give. And I'm usually, if I lay down on the couch, I'm going to fall asleep within like 15 minutes. And I remember my dad used to be the same way. He would, so I thought that's natural. I thought that's what parents do, right? They come home and lay on the couch and fall asleep and then go to bed, because that's what I saw. And as a teenager, I just figured adults that go to work must just get wore out at work and come home and just fall asleep. But I do believe my dad too is autistic, and I think he just masked all day at work. He came home and had nothing left to give, and just like me, just fall asleep on the couch. So yes, I will continue to go to the counselor because she was there for me in time of crisis. And I think what's even better is if you can find a counselor who's also autistic and can understand the autistic brain even more. I just really wanted to try this kind of unscripted. And the motto on my channel is Life of a Scripted Woman, because when we are autistic, don't we strive to make our life the same as we can every day? We like life scripted. We like to know what's going to happen, and we feel more comfortable that way. And when life's not scripted for us, it's hard. We like to know what we're expecting and what's coming, and life really isn't like that. Life is full of change, and sometimes we have to go with the flow even though we don't want to, but just doing it the best we can. So for this weekend, let's just all do the best we can. Thank you for watching this video, and if you like to talk about adults with autism, please subscribe to this channel. Please support me in my attempt to unmask for you in this video, not knowing if you'll like it or not, but hoping you do, and can't promise I'll be unmasked in any more videos, but we'll see. So, love to you all. Bye.
See you. All right. Pretty good sound, huh?
I know that one.
What you singing? I got a microphone, bro.
That's a man's song to sing.
I've got one thing I would advise from my life, that you should, any job you get, I don't care what it is in the beginning, how small it is, or how lower down at the bottom it is, but any job you ever get in your life, you should want to be the best at that job at that time. It will get you way ahead in life. You'll move up the ladder if you let that be your goal, if you have to work. That's just one of the things for my life. That's it.